Well, hello. Something looks a little different here, doesn't it? Yeah, it's my hair. My God. You know, if you work overnight, 11 to 7 shift, this is what you're going to look like. Keep it in mind the next time you go on a job interview and they offer you those hours. All right. So anyway, today I'm trying something a little bit different. You might be able to tell that I'm not in color. And it's important to note that this is not adjusted in post. This is actually my camera capturing this in a monochrome. Is what it's described, the setting that is. So I thought we'd give it a try today and see what it looked like. We'll judge later. You can judge now if you want, but that's completely up to you. So today, what I think I'm going to talk about is the fact that I didn't mention the lighting, which I want to comment here because I'm using full daylight to illuminate me, just to see if there might be a difference between the tomorrow I might try the same thing, but I might only light myself with tungsten. So we'll see. So this is just daylight, monochrome. So anyway, I'm thinking I'm going to get back to what I find annoying type of segments, because I came across a couple of things, today or last night and early today that I really need to tick off on my list. So here we go. So anyway, this morning I wound up getting an oil change, and you know what really is annoying is that even driving into the place, I knew that they were going to try to upsell me something, and that's a little bit annoying. I understand it's a business and all that crap, but let's just say you drive into a place like, we'll just pick one out of thin air, Valvoline, and you go in and you want this and that, and they start with the filters and the wipers, and then they get to the fluids and they recommend. I am astonished at how many different fluids there are in a freaking vehicle. Okay, I mean, the guy went on. I mean, it was an arm's length of fluids, and my gearboxes have apparently 3 different ones. Which costs almost $100 per box. So there's a lot of fluid in vehicles, apparently. And for some reason, they don't cost anything under $50, and can go up to a couple hundred. So that's interesting, very interesting, and annoying. Anyway, yeah. So I think it was at work last night that I had found something else that I kind of find annoying, and it's every worker there kind of experiences this on a different level, and it's the amount of pressure that's put on them to keep up a certain level of productivity. And I myself, I don't. I mean, it's different for everybody, and I mean, I feel it, but not maybe as much as other people are pressured, but it occurred to me that the way our managers are seeking the productivity is it's kind of incomplete. They're not looking at every detail that's out there. They're looking at a very almost black and white scenario. Where in my particular department, you key in a certain number of orders. And that's it. I mean, like, there's no other consideration for the shifts, the time of day, the duties, that are involved. So it's really not black and white. It's more black and white, kind of like okay, anyway. So, yeah, what I find annoying is that corporate sees the lack of productivity, their perceived lack of productivity, as a problem, and their aim is to solve the perceived problem. And how they're going about it is just producing a list. The criteria and the data that they're procuring here, they're gleaning, is it's questionable. It's questionable how they actually get this data. I mean, I've done this myself, so I particularly know firsthand the validity of the data that they're able to extract. And I question, I mean, I'm not positive myself, but I question, the accuracy of what they're using for their reports, productivity reports. So regardless of that, they want people to be able to produce at a certain level, and I don't think they're making it clear on the other variables that are involved in going about fulfilling their expectations, you know, like their duties and their priorities. So it's not like I'm trying to point blame. I'm saying this is one of the things that I find annoying, and it's kind of like the personality types that we have that are attempting to problem solve. I think this is where we need to look more to be able to solve these problems, because basically management types, or all people, can be kind of you can find two attributes that are going to help assist any type of problem solving. And this comes from some workshops that I went to on team building. But you have the assertiveness, and you have a cooperation type of trait that can go into helping resolve problems or not resolve problems. And what you need is an equal amount. I mean, a full equal amount of both to be able to reach that problem solving that you're looking to do. A lot of people have one but not the other. So we have a lot of people that are very assertive. They're very assertive of getting what they want, and what they fail to see is that if they're all assertive and they're not cooperative, then what they become is somebody that sees themselves as in a win or lose situation. So if they're not going to get their way, then they've lost, and it's going to be their way so that they can win. And that just really never gets the point of being able to solve a problem if somebody's always just trying to get their way, because there are a lot of ideas out there, a lot of people with more experience in different areas that that can really provide answers that we can't all think of. And the other side of that is when we have somebody that's overly assertive, we get people that become less cooperative. And what happens is when somebody's not assertive and not cooperative, what you get is avoidance. So if somebody's avoiding the problem altogether, it's not going to go away, it's going to perpetuate. And if you had somebody that wasn't assertive but just cooperative, well, then you got a yes man, like whatever you say, no problem, I'll just do what you say. So that's really not going to solve a problem. I mean, it could band-aid something, but it won't actually get to the root of the problem. Anyway, I've been going on for this for a little while, but it's just something that I find, I don't know if I even want to say annoying, but it's troublesome. It's bothersome because it affects the people that you work with. And my idea is that if you want to be able to produce at a very high level, what you need is harmony. You need harmony between your workers and the management. I mean, like, if management is there to help solve the individual issues of all the employees, what should happen, and a lot of management theories agree with this, is that in turn the employee will solve the problem of the manager, and the manager's problem is to get more productivity. So it's just a situation that it sounds easy, but the style of where I'm working is very 1950, 60, 70-ish. It's got a very specific theory X, I believe, is what it's referred to in textbooks. But it's hard working in an environment like that because, whether or not it affects me directly, it's still indirectly. I see a lack of harmony where we could be solving problems, but we're really not able to. And you know what? I mean, I'm just there to do as good a job as I can, and hopefully that's good enough. But if it's not solving the problem, then it could look like I'm not worth the effort as well. So I think it's important in a lot of ways. The idea of productivity from our company, from our managers or corporate, even I think this is these are corporate goals that are established, but it's the equivalent of driving a car, and what they want you to do is drive that car at top speed as fast as you can. But the condition is that you can't make any mistakes. You can't get into an accident. You have to obey all the laws of the road, except for the speed part. And that means you can't, you have to keep turning your directionals on, that you have to stay inside the lines, that you have to avoid all the other traffic. And there's heavy traffic, by the way, because there's a lot of orders. And when you try to drive at top speed and not make a mistake, well, you still have to be able to answer your cell phone or talk to a passenger who's right next to you that needs some help. But I mean, these are kind of loose examples, but I mean, the point is that the faster that you drive, the more chance you have of making an accident, or in our case, making a mistake. So for a goal for each employee to be driving as fast as you can at top speed, and being able to drive perfectly is more of a challenge that I think than some people are aware of. So anyway, that's one of my gripes for today. Anyway, one of the other things I guess I was thinking about was all the trips and plans that I've been making with some of my friends, and I was afraid that I might not be able to go to the Glow. What the hell was that? Day Glow? I don't even know what it's called. Day Glow. That sounds right. So, but apparently there are tickets left, but they're even more expensive now. So I got to consider about that. And I may have blown a surprise for one of my other coworkers, but I guess I just got a big mouth. What can I say? Anyway, I think I got some stuff coming up this weekend. Oh, I got some projects that I should be finished with this weekend, so that's kind of good. And yeah, I've got some future plans I'm going to be taking care of, and I don't know. I can't really think of anything else, but I think that's probably good for today, because I tend to ramble, and I think I need some sleep.